Anybody who says that this is not cool is lying to themselves, and they're lying on the internet. So, I'm sure that all of you, let's try and at least get this into some semblance of sanity here, that you know that I have this LED strip, but I just finished putting up this one. I'm not so sure I'm fond of the way that it interfaces. Let's see if we can get a single color there. There's an app for your cell phone that you do most of the configuration with. But, that said, I finished putting it up. I think it looks nice. It's a little bit longer than I anticipated, as you might be able to guess. But there you go. Do I still have the box? I have the box. I had the box in here somewhere. Let's see where did I put it? Here it is. Okay, we have Smart Light. Smart LED lighting strip. I did something interesting. I guess it's the reflection of the box. That's not interesting. If you'd like to pause the video to read any of this, you can certainly do so. It's 16 feet. I can't remember what the other one was. I think the other one was maybe like 10 feet, 9 feet, if even that. It's app controlled. Of course, you also have that little remote. And I think you can see what else I'm going to talk about, because I've been doing some major, because I had to pull everything out of here, I decided that I'm going to do some major remodeling. So, I moved the desk over here in this corner, which is the ultimate position for it. I think it's better here, so I can actually use it as a desk instead of using it as storage for things. Okay, my apologies, I got significantly distracted there. But anyway, so this is over here. That's my plan, is to have it over here, so I can use it as a desk instead of using it as what it was before, which was to say kind of a, a table. Because this is a nice desk, it's built very well. It's hand-built, actually. And I want to use it and, take advantage of it for its intended purpose and give it the respect that it deserves, as opposed to leaving it sitting out and then having this, break again. It's already done that once. I think you can probably already tell that that's happened once before. I've still got a significant mess on the floor to clear up from those LED lights. I have this lamp here. I need to get more of these 100 watt LEDs that are not more lights, because that really ruins the color temperature in here, and I don't like it. All the lights are actually off. I was wondering why it was so dark in here. Not that it's that dark. So, I have two new UPSs. They may or may not stay here. This one will be, but again, I may decide to put it behind the desk so it's out of the way. I just put new batteries in it, so it's probably still charging, and the runtime will go up, and the camera will not focus on it. There we go. It's got a cool red LED display. It's actually a Bank UPS XS1500, which is identical to the model that I got sitting over here, although obviously the one that I got sitting over here is much newer. So, yeah, it's got the white LCD, and it's a little bit bigger. It actually takes larger batteries, and even though it takes larger batteries, believe it or not, I think the runtime on that is actually less than what you would get with this. But of course, this one's completely unloaded right now. And same deal with this. This is a 650. This takes a 12 amp hour battery. Can you believe that? But of course, it's fairly wide, so maybe you could believe that. And the people who have these probably believe that as well. It's a 650 volt amp unit. So there you go. I may have a few more UPSs following me home. I don't know yet. So I still have that Smart UPS 1400 sitting outside I need to get batteries for. But of course, that needs a couple other things. And the other part of this plan, well, I've got everything all torn up, although it certainly doesn't look like it. Well, actually, it probably does. Everything's a disaster right now. Okay, so it's actually been a little bit since I've visited this project in any way, so I'm working from memory. I don't know what exactly I've talked about and what I have not. But the idea, to reiterate or to iterate, such as the case may be, is to have a second rack, or the second rack, again, such as the case may be, right here beside this one. I've done some measurements right now, and I've got about 40 inches of clearance give or take maybe a few portions of an inch, basically like a centimeter or two for these edges here and the wall and human error. The new rack is 35 inches, actually, sorry, 35.7, so we'll say 36 again to add in some more factors like that. So I think that it will work just fine. But what I need to do first is I obviously need to clear up all this crap, get that power bar out of the way, and put the rack into place, and try and do some measurements and get these shelf heights exactly the way that they need to be. I'd like, in an ideal world, I'd like to have this shelf right here line up. I don't know if that's going to actually work out, because I think I'm probably going to end up running into issues with these lower racks, because I know that this one down here needs to be taller to accommodate taller equipment. But we'll see. Alright, so here it is. The Style Selections 4-tier shelving unit. I want another 5-tier, like this one, so I could have the extra shelf. But as it turns out, you can't buy the 5-tier from Lowe's in anything but this size. Wish I had known that. I would have just gone to Home Depot and bought theirs, which wouldn't have been the same color. It would have been silver, and it would have been $10 more expensive, but it would have been 5 tiers, and it would have fit in that corner. Whatever, you can't always get what you want. So, this is what we have. It's in the black finish, adjustable legs, whatever that means, and all this. I don't think it's quite the same brand. I think it's maybe slightly different. We'll see how it turns out compared to this. I'm hoping that it's the same deal like that one, and it's got the thing to hold it up against the wall. Not that it would really matter, because this thing is going to stop it from falling completely over anyway, but it still would be nice if it had that functionality, just for added safety. Alright, so I've unboxed the mess. I've already put on one shelf, and I've realized that I could actually probably put this down one step lower than this, and it would still work for this. I believe, anyway. If I put it down one lower, it would still work. There's about that much gap in between it. I might try it and see what happens. Although I may not. I may just leave it alone, because I don't really want to make this too much lower, because I want to be able to get equipment like this underneath. It may not matter. I may just lower it one anyway. But, so you get these 4 pieces here. It's actually, I think it is the same shelf as this. Shelf, what does that say? Shelf Tech System or something, I don't know. Whatever the case may be. I think it's similar to this one. It might even be exactly the same. But, there you go. So you get the 4 shelves, you get all the parts, you get all the accessories, and you do actually get a thing to hold this up against the wall. Something you do get with these that you didn't get with this one is there are... Oh, maybe you did, I don't know. Yeah, this one's got feet, but they're not nearly as nice as the ones that come with these. Or, the feet on the old one are not as nice as the feet on the new one. So, there you go. But I'm going to get all this junk taken care of. I'm going to lower it one and just call it good, because I'm never going to end up putting... This is going to go on the studio, so it's going to be in this on this shelf here, or on the corresponding shelf over here, depending upon how I do it. It's probably going to go right there, but... yeah, that's probably how it's going to end up being. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So whatever the case may be, that's probably how things are going to end up. So let me lower that one, and then I'll put on the next shelf. Wow, alright, lots has transpired. As you can see, the whole shelf is installed. But there's an issue with this, because that's the top of the new rack. The other one goes up quite a bit higher. Yeah, I really didn't do my homework on this. I just looked at the dimensions. In fact, I didn't even really look at the dimensions other than to say, yep, the width is okay, it'll fit in there, whatever, I'm going to buy it. I didn't look at the height. Really, in an ideal world, I'd have something that's like this. But, that's alright. This will work. I made it work. It may not matter at all, because if I've got something that's big, I may end up... CRT's in the way, but I was thinking about just putting it right there. And I may even just move this over and put it here. And, you know, put whatever else over there. That's a possibility. I may do that. But whatever the case may be, this actually worked out a little bit better. Because I can put, I think, maybe 3 pieces of equipment here as long as they're shorter. So something like the graphical equalizer, which is right there, would fit in here nicely. Which is good enough. I was only expecting to get 2 pieces like this. Which is why they're here. Of course, there's a little gap over there, probably for a mixer. Up here, this mixer is probably going to go right here because I only need this one monitor. This monitor, of course, is going to slide over there, probably be looking like this, so I can actually see it. And I think this is going to work out nicely. And then I've got this extra shelf for storing other things, and this is what's left on that. There'll probably be stuff that'll go up there, VCRs, probably more equipment like that. Of course, I could put equipment under here. So this will actually probably work out nicely, and this will allow me to at least deal with some of the other issues with regards to placement of things. It's possible that a studio camera is going to go up here. But for now, I think I'm going to put the CRTs. But the laptops. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But I'm going to tell you what. This wall has got me puzzled. I have this thing put right back up against the wall. It can't go back any further. I've tried. And look at how far it is from the wall. I'm not really sure how that happens. But I think I'm going to actually go ahead and screw it to the wall, or I may not, because I think I could, like, if I shake this around really badly, stuff still doesn't fall over. So, I mean, that monitor might, but I think I could probably get away without having it. So I may just leave it alone, because I don't ever really plan for there being a massive earthquake anyway. And if there is an earthquake that big, I'd be more worried about things falling off the rack, period, than the rack falling over. Because like I said, if this thing falls, it's going to hit this. So, I think we're okay. I think it'll be just fine without those things. So I think that's pretty much it. Really kind of a short video. There might be a little bit more that I add on to this. Because I'm thinking about a couple of other little minor things, like a shelf over there to put a second monitor on for the home theater computer, and for storing the keyboard for the home theater computer, because storing it right there is kind of inconvenient. But I think this actually worked out pretty nicely. I think I like the way it turned out.